We're all here today with the Heads Up campaign to kick off a conversation about mental health. William, do you want to go first?
First. Delicately done.
All right, you've played this game before.
So far, so good. How are you today? No, I'm good today. I'm pleased. I'm happy. I'm glad that the Heads Up stuff's going well, and the fact that you guys are here today, really, great news. So, anyone get any deeper?
I've been out for 2 months. I first came back last week, so I'm happy. My kids are healthy, and obviously it's a huge honour to be invited here with royalty and the Duke as well. So, yeah, I'm really
Touché.
I think obviously that brick there is very, that question's very broad. We say it every day, and like, as you say, generally, do we mean it? Do we actually care how that person is, or is it a throwaway comment? I think with this campaign, there's a lot of things that will probably be said in this conversation that can be taken into day-to-day life. And no, it's a very good question. Like, how are you today? How was you yesterday? What's going on in your life? These are kind of things that people need to be able to talk about, but more importantly, feel that they've got the confidence of friends or people like us. We're all from different backgrounds, but have a common understanding.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's more like that question, like taking an interest in like actually how somebody is and like wanting to take an interest in their life and seeing how they're getting on as well. Because it goes a long way. It goes a lot further than like what you think if somebody genuinely looks like they care and you want to speak to somebody as well.
Talking always, I believe, halves the problem. So it's a good question.
Ready to go again?
You're up, mate. Yeah.
Ready to go again? Big pressure on this.
One hand.
One hand.
Rules, I like that. We've got the police
Long
out.
arms. When are you most happy?
I feel like for me, that question would have changed over the years. Where I am now, 37, father of 5, I kid you not, I'm most happy when my house is as noisy as hell.
I was most happiest when I was on the football pitch, being so proud to represent your country. But then when you come to a different part of your life, retirement, and then you have children, that's when I'm most happiest, when I see smiles on their faces. Yeah, your life just changes and a whole new perspective comes when you have children.
For me, my kids and my family, it's, at times my children drive me insane and no sleep, but I love them dearly, and you're most happy when they're all around. And I think health is another thing as well. We're talking about mental health, but health is so important. I think we take it for granted a lot of times, and you guys will know more than I do about injuries and all that sort of stuff. But I think when a loved one or yourself is not feeling that good, whether it's you're ill or you're injured, I think that can play a big part of whether you can get through the days and look hopeful to the future.
You want me to go? This could go anywhere. I apologise. See,
Going for an edge.
there we go. I'm more of a monopoly man. Oh, what a question to pick up. How's the season going so far for you and your team?
Brilliant.
Our season's been very difficult. Personally, obviously being injured and being out for 4 months and coming back to a team that's in the relegation zone obviously has not been ideal. But I've been picking up of late, and naturally to score against Villa was a good situation for me.
And against us.
So yeah.
Saw it.
And against us.
Yeah, so no, it's been good. Yeah, you got it.
I got that, yeah?
Yeah. You might have 2 with her.
Shake the hand there as well.
I ain't gonna lie, it's very technical. Like, I'm more just a hustle and bustle. How does football make you feel?
I think sport for me has always been a big thing. I've loved it. Anything physical, challenging situations like that, I relish and I really enjoy it. And also, it's where I'm part of the team.
Yeah.
Because a lot of what I do is I'm out on my own a lot of the time, and
Yeah.
you have to lead a room, lead an event. And actually, when you're on a pitch, it takes 11 people to win it. So I feel very much, as long as I've just got to look after my corner of the pitch, usually the tiniest small corner, the corner flag is a defender. But that's my little territory, and I kind of just going to guard it, look after it, and try and effectively win it for the team. And I like that. I like that camaraderie. I miss the coming away from the end of the game and you've been up in basically a battle.
For me, it was confidence. It made me feel confident. I was quite a shy and reserved person off the pitch, low self-esteem, but when I stepped across that white line, I was Kelly Smith, the footballer. I wanted the ball at my feet. I wanted to help my team win. I was kind of like the go-to player. That I loved that. And when I was off the pitch, I was kind of like really reserved. So it just brought me so much confidence on the pitch, and I love that.
I'm a gym guy. When I get
No,
stressed,
no way, you're not a gym guy. What are you talking about?
when I get stressed, for me it's that me time, and I go to the gym, and that's me, headphones, work out, have a little sweat, and then afterwards it's like, exactly, you prioritise and be like, you know what, sometimes things ain't as bad or ain't as good, so then that's literally, you come out and be like, you know what, it is what it is, and that's it. It's just finding out what kind of works for you.
Go on, you go.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
What is your perception of mental health within the football community?
But I think in past years it was a perceived weakness.
Yeah.
If you said, I'm struggling a bit mentally, he's not up for it, he's not up for the fight.
Yeah.
Then that would kind of be the perceived way, where I think now, with so many people speaking on the subject, people go, actually, we can see the
It's having that
the effects.
visibility, isn't it?
Yeah.
So a high-profile player comes out and speaks about their problems, and then those people that aren't in the public domain, they look up to that person and say, well, if they've got that problem,
Has a
then
ripple
I can
effect
speak
on
about
a
it
lot
too.
of people.
It really helps when those kind of figures
Go-
come out.
To go back to your question, the manager pulled me into his office a few months ago. He just asked me, how are you feeling, how are you doing? At the time I was out the team, I was playing poorly. He could see in training I wasn't my usual self. He just basically said, how are you feeling? I was honest with him. I said, listen, Gaff, I'm struggling at the minute. I'm trying really hard, but it's really getting to me. He just basically said, Andros, we believe in you. I've believed in you for many years, and I know that eventually you're going to get out of this state you're in. And then for me, that was literally like the best thing I could have been told at that time.
Yeah.
The next game I came on and scored, and I was back in the team within a few weeks. So I think something
That's
so
good
little,
man management.
something so little as a 5-minute
Goes a
conversation
long way, doesn't
goes
it?
a long way.
A long way.
No pressure.
How would you kick off a conversation about mental health?
So I'm in a position where it's affected me personally. Through in 18 months spell, I lost my grandma, my granddad, and my dad in an 18-month spell. So 5 people that raised me, 3 literally went straight out the window. Where I turned to alcohol as a comfort. So if I could look back on my older self, as I say, everything's a blessing because you've been through it, lived through it, and learn what to do now. But I think you know people's characteristics in and around you. So I tend to, for example, my brother's in a bit of a bad space at the minute. So I saw him the other day. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Talk to me. Let's get it out, because from a community where we don't speak or talk about our problems. So that's kind of the thing that we do. We talk about it, and I think you have to identify who's around you and be brave enough to speak about it, because everyone's going through problems. We all have different lifestyles, different backgrounds. You've got problems, I've got problems. Someone down the street now is going through something as well. So if we know those people, or we can see there's something changing, then we have to just ask the question and hope that they can start talking.
It may just be just a conversation, just to get things off your chest. I think if you keep bottling things up, it eats away at you.
We got to not make out like it's a taboo subject to talk about. So, you know, even when you say, it's mental health, and then be like, oh, I don't want to be going on like I'm with that stigma. It's literally, the more normal our conversations have about it, the more people be opening up. And that's what it is. But how you feeling?
I like to also people to be able to share stuff that really matters, because that is what this is about. It's not about making it into, like you say, a big deal.
Yeah.
You know, mental health it's all, we all have mental health. It's all there. But it's about just trying to understand somebody and understand what they've been through. Part of this is all about just being more open about how we feel, and just being able to talk about those feelings, and everyone not shy away. So I think we're quite modest in this country as well. I think we don't want to delve, we don't want to upset, we don't want to offend anyone. So therefore we don't really ask. And actually we've got to be a bit more punchy and say, you know, okay, how are you doing? All right, do you want to talk a bit more about that?
You should do the last
Don't do
one.
the last one.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter which one I take. Any of them? You wanted to fall over though.
That one's gone.
It's not gone.